Hey guys, it's been a while since we last did a movie review here on the channel, and what better way than to talk about the newest Spike Lee film, Da 5 Bloods. Da 5 Bloods was directed by Spike Lee and stars Delroy Lindo, Clarke Peters, Norm Lewis, and Chadwick Boseman, and tells the story of 4 African-American Vietnam vets as they return to Vietnam years later to gather the remains of their fallen comrade and also search for gold that they buried long ago. Guys, this film completely slipped under my radar. I didn't even know it was coming out, especially on Netflix. And I just learned about it just a couple of days ago, and I was really looking forward to sitting down and watching this because I absolutely love Spike Lee as a director, and I was really impressed with his last film, BlacKkKlansman, and I was wondering how this film would compare, and it exceeded all my expectations that I didn't even have to begin with, and I think this is an incredibly powerful and emotionally rich movie with great, powerful themes and some of the best acting that I have seen all year. Da 5 Bloods is an emotionally charged film with so much power and beautiful imagery, beautiful acting. Everything about this film is just something to behold, and it is, as I said, a very emotionally rich movie that is powerfully charged with love and anger as well, and I think Spike Lee just did an incredible job making this film and just making the best film he possibly could do. The themes of this movie are absolutely incredible, dealing with African-American Vietnam veterans and the injustices that were dealt with them in Vietnam and how they had to deal with the pain and the racism, and everything about it is just so wonderfully done. It's not incredibly preachy or anything. It is just a powerful film with a powerful statement, and the acting on top of all that is sublime, especially from Delroy Lindo, who gives an incredible performance in this film and is definitely the best thing in this film, on top of everything else that is just perfectly done. I haven't seen very many Spike Lee films. I've only seen his first couple of films with Do the Right Thing, as well as seeing BlacKkKlansman, but I really haven't delved into his filmography that much. But after watching this film, I'm like, I've got to, because he is becoming one of my favorite directors, and just the power that he brings to the screen and the emotion that you feel is incredibly intoxicating, and it made for one of the most beautiful and heart-wrenching watches I have ever experienced. Da 5 Bloods is an incredibly hard film to watch, with so much going on with Vietnam, the African-American community, the Black Lives Movement, everything. It is definitely a politically charged film, and that might anger a lot of people. But you know what? Good, because I think this film is an absolute marvel of a film. And you know what? On top of all the heavy themes of this movie, it manages to be an extremely funny film in a lot of ways too, but it is no doubt a very powerful film. And there are moments of just gritty tension in this film, specifically a scene near the middle of the film where everything goes to crap, and one of the characters steps on an old landmine from Vietnam, and it is an incredibly hard scene to watch and shocked the hell out of me, and I absolutely loved it. It was just one of the most tense scenes I have seen this year. But on top of all that, the great acting, the great themes, there is also just incredible cinematography. I always really like the look of Spike Lee's films, of the films that I have seen, and this film is no different. And the editing is also really, really good in this film, and I like what they do with the film in terms of the beginning of the film shows it in a widescreen format with, black bars at the bottom and top of the screen. But as the film progresses, those black bars get away from us, and the entire screen is filled up with so much beautiful imagery of Vietnam. The colors are so vibrant and lovely to look at. It is just very striking and powerful, powerful images on display here. Also, there's moments where we flash back to Vietnam, and those scenes are done in 4:3 aspect ratio and are filmed to look like they are being filmed during the Vietnam War, like, you're watching newsreel footage, and I think that is incredibly well done here. I've never seen a Vietnam War film filmed quite like this before. It was incredibly striking. I absolutely loved it, and on top of everything else, the score of this film is absolutely fantastic and very memorable and heart-wrenching as well. As you go throughout the film, it just hits the right beats at the right time, and Spike Lee just does an incredible job of directing this film, as well as his writing is just incredibly authentic, and these characters feel like real people that you could talk to, and I absolutely loved that about it. As for any negatives I could say about the film, perhaps the movie is a bit too long. 2.5 hours. But you know what? I didn't actually have a problem with this at all. It flowed by so wonderfully, and it was extremely fast-paced, and I was just so sucked in to these characters' lives and their world that, it didn't even bother me. But it might be a problem for some people. But I say, really sit down and watch it, and you will be incredibly rewarded, as I was. The Five Bloods is an incredible film that is emotionally resonant and really deals with some heavy themes of Vietnam, the African American community, and greed, and is an extremely powerful picture that I absolutely loved. I just absolutely love this film. Spike Lee has done it once again. This is even better than BlacKkKlansman, in my opinion, and I just can't wait to see what Spike Lee does next. With all that said, I'm going to give The Five Bloods an 8 out of 10. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you check out The Five Bloods too, because it is really an incredible film that needs to be seen. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review.